What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Young Sketchy on Flex, and today, I bring you my Week 5 PGL battle, versus True and the Boston Six Scars. And yeah, I know that this is actually done post-com. I actually had to use his footage this week. Um, a lot of things happened. Scheduling conflicts, um, and it was just when we sat down to actually have this battle. Apparently, I misjudged something. I am, and it caused us to delay it even further. So it became from like Thursday afternoon to Thursday night, and then we had to hurry up and have this battle because he had work. And true, I am still sorry about that, man. Um, as you see, he brought Suicune, Donphan, Conk Elder, Victini, uh, oh my god, Dumbreon, and Charizard Y. I knew he would probably bring Charizard Y and Victini. It's actually the reason why I brought Skarmory plus Arcanine. For the sole fact that I brought Arcanine and Jolteon. For the sole fact that those two actually checks those two, and after that, I think Kirby does. I mean, it doesn't win me the game outright, but it puts a dent in his team. Mega Lopunny just to check Dolphin and Umbreon, and Jolteon plus Arcanine should be able to handle the Suicune in this case. I knew immediately I needed to pressure him with rocks. So, like, he couldn't, keep switching his Charizard in. I knew he would bring Dolphin because it's the only thing that spins on his team. And he wants to avoid having rocks up on the board at all times. So, his team's kind of predictable, but at the same sense, it's not. It really wasn't. As you'll see, he leads with, as you see, he leads with, Umbreon, and I went Skarmory. Now, what I really want to do, I want to go ahead and get rocks up, just to bait the Charizard in. From this position, if the Charizard comes in before Stealth Rocks, I knew immediately he would go for the Fire type attack. I could immediately switch it Arcanine and get the Flash Fire boost, because I am Flash Fire, not Intimidate or Justify this week. And then I can threaten it out with a Wild Charge. I can actually threaten it into Dolphin, which, predicting that I could just go for the close combat, which would have not done much, but it would have done, enough to knock out its sturdy. But as you see here, he goes for the Curse. Yeah, he clicks Curse. I go Stealth Rocks. I'm like, okay, so you're just pretty much going to be physically defensive versus what? Mega Lopunny, probably. I actually calculated, and it could survive. Yeah, as he goes for the Curse, he could go for the that's actually the second Curse. He could go for a Time Pass, Wish, Toxic Knee on the switch in. I think he predicted Mega Lopunny here. I think that's partially why I stayed in here, but I actually ran counter this week just for things like Conk Elder and Donphan, just because of that. I knew Donphan pretty much either had Stone Edge or I can switch it on Earthquakes, because I know Jolteon and Arcanine are both weak to EQ, which are actually both one-hit KOs. I'm not defensive Arcanine, I'm actually attacking Arcanine, and Jolteon has no defensive investments. So I just stayed in. I'm going for the counter, thinking it's going to probably either go for the foul play. I think, actually, after the first counter, after the first foul curse, I was thinking this man's trying to set up for foul play knockout real quick. I know nothing on this team bar Victini or Conk Elder could, switch into it. Though, I was really scared about him switching into Suicune, because then I really couldn't get past that wall, because it was probably Resto Chester. I wasn't, no, either Resto Chester or Resto Sleep Talk. He actually ends up being Resto Chesto. But yeah, as I said, he switches into I think he just goes for another curse here, and I think I just continue to go switching the counter. So I'm thinking at this point now he's attack and defense. I think he's like, why would he do that? I'm like, foul play maybe, but he goes for the baton pass, and I think this is where the first mistake of this battle was at, because if he actually went into something like Sweet Coon, even Dolphin, I would have been in a lot of trouble. But he switches here into Conk Elder. As I go for another counter, I'm like, well, this could be just Assault Vest, typical Conk Elder Assault Vest. So I'm thinking any attack here, you know, I could knock it out with a curse. At the two curses, there's not a move he has that can seriously switch in on a curse. So I mean, I'm rocking Helmet as well just to ensure the KO. And I'm thinking he's going to attack me here. As you notice, but I think the Rocky Helmet did matter in this case because I do knock it out with the counter. And now that frees up Megalopony. Skarmory's safe now. Well, Skarmory's still not safe, but Megalopony, like one threat to Megalopony is gone, and that I believe is cool in my book. Charizard, whatever Air Slash does threaten it a lot, but I could easily just switch in. I could easily just pivot around that. I can go from Megalopony on the Air Slash to Skarmory, and then pivot to Arcanine on the potential Fire type attack. But as you see here, I do believe he switches back into Umbreon. He curses up again. I'm thinking this man's gonna baton pass into to Sweet Coon now, and I'm thinking I just need to go ahead and get my sturdy back up on the potential, and then this is where I know I think this is where I misplayed, because I didn't fully expect the baton pass into the Sweet Coon at this point. I'm thinking this man just kind of forgot. You know, I think he kind of forgot that with me being back at 100%, I have my sturdy again. And I'm thinking, well, I need to go ahead and check this Sweet Coon out, because after Sweet Coon is done, Molo walls Dolphin to a certain point. You know, yeah, it walls Dolphin to a certain point, because EQ is going to probably be doing 15-20%, and I can Scald and potentially get a burn on it, crippling Dolphin, and it won't have sturdy for the rest of the game, because he doesn't have a Cleric. Well, he has a potential Cleric in Umbreon, but I think at this point I've seen two moves. I was expecting like Heal Bell and Toxic at the end of it, maybe. So, as I said, he curses up here again. I do believe I go for I switch out to Lopunny to threaten it out. Now at this point, I cannot knock it out with a high jump kick, and I was just fearing to protect. So, I'm like, I can fake this thing out, get damage off on it, and then I could potentially go for the high jump kick. I can scout for the protect here. So I'm like, fake out. He'll protect this turn just to bait out the high jump kick and do massive damage to his Lopunny. Because Lopunny at this point is potentially my check versus this thing, and like my check versus fucking Umbreon here. But I need to get rid of this curse Umbreon like immediately, because it'll allow Sweet Coon to set up. I do believe he makes the prediction here and switches. I mean, he baton passes into well, no, I think I fake him out this turn, and then I'm thinking, well, this man is going to I think he predicted the fake out at this point, and just save the protect for the high jump kick next turn. So I think I actually go for a return here. as he does potentially probably going to BP the curses out to yeah, as a fake out. I just went to scout, and now I know it has left. These are the items, so I know what kind of set this is. This thing is physically, especially defensive with curse for the defense boost and potential foul play. You know, KOs. I'm like, all right. So I've seen two of his moves, curse and baton pass. That's all I've seen at this point. So I'm thinking this man is going to predict the high jump kick here and go for the protect and get massive damage off here. I do believe I go for the return here. Yeah, as he baton passes back out. As I said, he goes into Suicune, which would have been the better play at first. This is why I don't do post comms. But I think either the Suicune or the Dolphin would have actually been a better choice here. A +3 Earthquake does knock out Lopunny from full, but he's gonna try and get rid of these rocks. As I oh man, what did I do here? Oh, sorry. So now I'm in a bad position. I really am. I could predict the EQ, and I think I went back out to Skarmory. But he makes the better move in going for the knockoff here, to knock off my potential switch in, because he's not going to switch in at this point. I have no reason not to. As I switch in Amibo, he does get rid of my leftovers, which I think in the long run did not matter, but it kind of hinders my plan because leftovers plus wish and regenerator kind of was my niche for this team. As I go for a Scald here, potentially trying to get the burn. EQ does a hell of a lot. I'm like, alright, so I just predict the next EQ here. But I think he makes the amazing play and predict that and actually switch and knocks off my Rocky Helmet on the switching back to Skarmory. So now I'm in a bad position. I could roost up here, potentially, but these two things do not like each other. They clash. I'm here. At this point, I did want to bait out the Charizard. The whole point after getting rocks up was to bait out the Charizard. That's what I wanted to do. Either bait out the Charizard or bait out the Victini. Because I could just switch in onto the Arcanine, get the Flash Fire boost, and then that puts him in a really bad position because now he's immediately forced to switch out. He goes into Char Y, and he gets that Sunny Day up, and I'll be like, okay, it pretty much obliterates everything at that point. But here I do believe I go for the Roost, and just to get actually he's switching the Rapid Spin. And I do go for the counter. Did nothing. That literally did nothing. He actually ate that for breakfast. And I'm thinking, so now he has... Now, I think at this point, he's going to want to get rocks back up. I'm going to want to get rocks back up. Actually, I go for the Roost here? Actually, damn. Now, this Victini scared me a little bit because I don't know if you want to go for the fire type of this was the mind game. This was the mind game right here. As you see, Umbreon. If he actually went for the V create and I switched to Jolteon, that's a dead Jolteon. If he goes for the Bolt Strike, the Bolt Strike, and I switch into Jolteon eats that up and it outspeeds afterwards. So I could potentially bait out the Dolphin again just to bait out for him to think I'm going for the electric type attack. But I actually run HP Grass on this Jolteon just for the Dolphin. Looking at his team though, before him, he was severely weak to Grass because he could have potentially brought Mega Blastoise, could have brought Suicune, Dolphin, a lot of things. Plus, with it being electric type, Mon, it threatens out Char Y as well as things like Blastoise and Suicune. So I do believe I get rocks back up here, or if yeah, actually no. I think I went for counter, thinking for the bolt strike. That's the whole plan, was that I went for the counter because I still had sturdy. Bolt strike would have hit me. That would have been a deck for team. So, and then that would have put a severe damper into his plans because I could just roost up versus Umbreon again and be at full just to bait out the Charizard Y. The whole game hindered on me baiting Charizard Y out. You know, Charizard Y is a huge threat to my team. It KOs Alomola with Solar Beam, Fire Blast to Kieran Black, Air Slash to Air Slash. Fire Blast and Dragon Pulse to Kieran Black. Although it wouldn't have KO'd Kieran Black. And it was actually Assault Vest Kieran Black. So, yeah, I would have taken 2 Dragon Pulses and been able to fire back with a Fusion Bolt, thus killing Charizard Y. Air Slash does KO Mega Lopunny because it is part fighting type. So I'm thinking at this point he's going to reset. Like I know his game plan. He's going to set Curses up and Baton past them. Now he has 1 or 2 options still, either Suicune or Dolphang. I'm like, well, let me go ahead and switch Lopunny back in and force the early switch out, or the early BP. I'm like, Fake Out plus, High Jump Kick should KO from this range. I actually did the calc. It did 83 to 97 from the range, even with a +1. So I just needed to keep this thing in. So Fake Out. I think he makes. I think he knows I'm gonna go for Fake Out. I think he's like debating switching at this point. Whatever comes in, I'm gonna Fake Out. But I kind of want to keep this Umbreon in just to get the Fake Out damage. I do believe that's what happens. But the worst possible thing here is I switch in, like he switches in Charizard Y. Finally, the Charizard Y comes out, and I'm thinking that's because I don't have Rock Specs up. It would have stayed in the back pocket. As I said, I'm predicting the Air Slash here, and I think this is the key moment of the battle because I could stay in, but I choose to switch out to Armada on the Fire Blast, getting the Sturdy down. Now, True at the point had a choice in the matter right here. He could have gone for any other attack, because I think at this point he knew I was going to switch in Arcanine. If he had gone for any other attack, it would have done damage. But as you see, I'm like, now the Skarmory's out. He's going to keep, as I said, Flash Fire Arcanine activates. Now, I'm thinking this thing is not carrying Roost. This thing is not carrying Roost. It has to carry some other type of attack. Air Slash. There were so many. I'm thinking D-Dance just for the speed. Solar Beam definitely for the Alomola. Later, I didn't know until after the battle that he had Tailwind, which would have been an interesting choice because then everything would have been out. Well, everything would have been able. He would have been able to outspeed anything bar Scarf, Jolteon, and even then, it's still a threat. As now, I'm thinking now he's gonna switch back into Dolphin. I can just fire off a safe Flare Blade to get huge damage off of that. But as you'll see, he does stay in. He clicks Dragon Pulse. I'm like, alright, cool. I can take a Dragon Pulse. I can fire back and forth. And it OHKOs Charizard Y. So Charizard Y is now gone. That threat it's gone. So now that puts, now I can actually I can predict the Umbreon here, and I can roost up versus it and go back to full for the Victini. And as soon as I'm back up to full, that ensures a KO on Victini. That ensures a KO versus Dolphin. Not one. The only thing that can threaten it out is Suicune, but I'm not. I'm to the point where I'm not really worried about it. Jolteon is here to stay. As he switches in this, and I'm like, Alomola is immediately the next mon. I think I actually just go for a wild charge here just to get damage off on it. I'm thinking I haven't seen any other. I think this is like Tailwind. This could potentially be like Tailwind, Suicune, Kalman, Suicune, who he swept with earlier this year. As I go from Morning Sun. Actually, I do get back up to full Morning Sun, and he switches to me into this. And I'm thinking, now I have a choice. I could either stay in and let this thing die, but then I have nothing for Victini, nothing to bait Victini, I should say, or I can go into Alomola and take the probably incoming Scald or Ice Beam. As I do switch out to Alomola, it does resist it, but it gets the burn, which honestly is not much of an issue. I mean, I did carry knockoff, but Alamola's attack is just crap, to be honest. As I do go for a toxic now, this is something I was worried about, because he had Umbreon and Suicune. He could actually potentially rest, go into Umbreon and heal Bella away, and then I'm back at square one with Suicune. I'm like, shit. Alright, how do I do it? I can Toxic, I can force the rest here. I could regen out to Jolteon. And I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. I needed to get rid of the Suicune, and I need to get rid of the Dolphin. So I go into Jolteon as he Calm Minds out. Now, what that Calm Minds ensures is that I cannot KO him with a crit, and I'm forced to go for Thunderbolt here versus Volt Switch, because I immediately wanted this threat gone. And if I Volt Switched into Alomola, which I should have thought going when it happened, if I had just Volt Switched into Alomola, Jolteon would have done work versus Dolphin, and it would have had probably a higher score. But and it's whatever. As he's now Toxic is forcing him to either rest here and burn or switch out. I'm thinking it's more than likely if I switch out here, it's gonna go into Dolphin. I think I clicked HP Grass. No, I clicked Thunderbolt here. I do believe he goes for Scald. And that pretty much is a dead Jolteon. Jolteon didn't do much this battle, but it did get the 44% that I need to ensure a KO. So now he's forced to switch in here. Alomola was I can fake out, and then I can go into Alomola, I do believe. Which I think is the game plan. Yeah. But he switches in Victini. Actually, no. I went for a return here. What am I thinking? I went for high jump kick. I got a crit high jump kick. Now, it puts him in return range. But, I'm thinking this Victini is scarfed. Either scarf or banded. No way if he's Life Orb in this case, because he needs something to outspeed max speed Jolteon. But what I did not expect is he ends up toxing as he does die to a return. So that ensures that Skarmy's here for the rest of the game, because Dolphin nor Umbreon can KO it from full. And I think at this point I did not need Arcanine anymore, because I still had Lopunny, and I kind of was confirmed that now at this point he does not have Protect. So thankfully, that's there. As he goes into Dolphin, I think I know EQ from his range kills. So I'm thinking, let me go out to the check to this, which is Skarmory, because it wouldn't do any damage to Skarmory. I can Roost Up versus this thing, bar Ice Shard. Turns out later he's actually AV. And I'm looking, I'm actually scrolling down, like, this thing's probably either AV or, he's not lefties, he's not red card. He doesn't have rocks, so he didn't bring rocks this battle. I think he goes for Earthquake. I actually switch to Alomola to take it. I'm thinking I can just regen out. I can switch into Skarmory, which is just another safe play. But I think at this point, I do not need Alomola either. Kieran back in the beat just kind of ensures the rest of this game. At this point, because Earth Power from this range does KO. Fusion Bolt does KO. The Sweet Coon, it's a 2-hit KO if he wants to rest up. And I could just spam any move versus Umbreon. As long as the key was, I kept Lopunny safe in the end. So, yeah. God damn, this was actually a long battle. So, as I do let I actually switched back into Skarmory and Roost Up as he goes for a curse. I'm thinking he's gonna Baton Pass back into wow. What the hell is that thing? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I've been tired all day at this postcom. This is actually the Saturday this battle is actually supposed to go up. As I do miss the Toxic here, which is unfortunate. Because Synchronize wouldn't work because I'm already burnt. As long as I get a Toxic up, this thing ensures this thing's going to be forced to go for a Hill Bell versus the Lopunny as he switches, as I do knock off his leftovers, so he's not getting residual damage back. I do believe he goes for Roost in his next play. I mean, Wish for the next play, and then that really confirms he does not have Protect because he needs Heal Bell versus my team. So as a Toxic, he does go for the Wish. I'm like, all right, I get the free switch into Lopunny here. I mean, Skarmory here. I could Roost Up versus the potential Baton Pass in, which is something I actually do. Yeah, as he does Baton Pass into Sweet Coon. But it doesn't matter anymore because now Sweet Coon is on a timer, and with him not clicking Hill Bell, that pretty much just assured the game. I can click Stealth Rocks here, which I do believe. Oh, I did Roost. Okay. I think I roosted because I want to stall out the Toxic turns. As he roars me into, I believe, Arcanine, I could just pretty much wild charge this thing, yeah. As he scalds, killing Arcanine off. So it's 3-3 at this point, 3-2 at this point now. Now I think at this point I do win the game outright because of Mega Lopunny. Because I could just high jump kick pretty much everything to death. Like it high jump win. I'm sorry, just high jump win. As it will potentially, it KOs any variant of Umbreon, and from this range Dolphin, it does KO it. I do pick up the 3-0 win, I believe, as he switches into Umbreon in this case. But I think I clicked Drain Punch just in case to keep up my health, and I think at this point he knew he kind of lost the game. Yeah. As I'll fake out and combination Toxic, fake out, and high jump kick will ensure the game here. Drain Punch, sorry. As he has no other mon, so he has to switch into Manjo on the high jump kick. Oh, he lives the high jump kick. That's right. But return will end the game pretty much. And That's pretty much it. That makes me 3-2. And for the first time in fucking Seattle Smeargle history, I am over 500. That is amazing. I expected to lose everybody. Yeah, the battles were trying to restart. I expected to be, I think at this point, I have faced Ernesto once. Speaking of the Ernesto situation, let me go ahead and speak on it now. So, it's going to count as a 3-0 loss, but, for week 4. But, if either one of us, if it comes down to either one of us jockeying for playoff position, we will play that week 4 game. It would be the week before the playoff starts. So, we've got that all settled. But for right now, it's considered a 3-0 loss on Ernesto. That's a win for me right now. So, yeah. We are 3-0. I am 2-0 versus fucking True. And ironically, going into this battle, I had faced True week 5 last season as well, so I think it's a week 5 kind of thing. Yeah, I think in every league I've won week 5. I don't know how, it's just there. Damn, it feels good. But our true test for this season comes up next week. Fucking God. We play Lax in the Sydney Sea Kings. I will be doing a lot of game prep for this battle because this is one battle I really want to win this year. I wanted to win the Vinny one, but I'm satisfied with it. Might have been a 5-0, but it was a severely hard-fought 5-0. Like, that game went to 30 minutes. I do believe after that, I think we play Gearhart again. The thing about Gearhart is this team's completely changed from last time. And now I have to really actually sit down and game plan. I actually built Gearhart's team for Gearhart in like 5 minutes. I don't know. But yeah, thank you, man. It feels good to actually be over 500 for fucking once, you know? Thank God. Anyway, I'm your Sketchy Smeargle. Deuce.